Everybody. My name is Terrance Sexton. I am the admissions counselor here at Lamar University. I am over the Dallas region. I'm going to go through a short presentation about Lamar University. At any time, if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. Or if you just want to put in your major that you're interested in, go ahead and drop those in the chat as well, so I can go more in depth about that major and give you as much information as possible over those majors. Okay, so here at Lamar University, we are a four-year public institution in Beaumont, Texas. We're on about 270 acres. We have over 9,000 students in the undergraduate level, but we have about 15 to 16,000 students total. We are in Beaumont, Texas. That's Southeast Texas. We're about an hour and a half from Houston, Texas, 30 to 45 minutes from from Louisiana, and about 45 to an hour from Galveston. So we're right there, right on the Gulf, about 5 hours from you guys in DeSoto, not Dallas. So here is your great information about a university. We have over 100 different degree plans that you can choose from at Lamar University. We have a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio. That's really reflected in our classroom settings. You really have those small, intimate classrooms where your teachers actually get to know you. Depending on your majors, like you may see the same teacher over and over, and they're really there to help. That's one of the greatest things about Lamar University is how much our professors care. I am a recent alumni of Lamar University. I graduated back in 2018 with my degree in psychology. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go on, but we're going to go ahead and start off with our College of Arts and Sciences. Arts and Sciences contains so many different majors. It's our biggest college here at Lamar University. Anything that you think of ending with an ology is in our College of Arts and Sciences. So our biology, psychology, geology, sociology, if it ends with ology, it's probably in the College of Arts and Sciences. Cool thing about Lamar University, when you apply to the university, you can select whatever major you want. You don't have to go into like a particular major. You can change your major. On average, students change their majors about 4 times. I was exactly at 4 when I was at Lamar University. I've changed my major from, I started off nursing, changed over to exercise science, moved over to biology, and finally found psychology. And that's what I got my degree in psychology with a minor in biology. As you can see here, we have several different majors listed under arts and sciences. This is not all the majors for arts and science. We had to pick and choose because this is such a big college. Some very popular majors are our biology degrees. We do have tons of pre-professional concentrations, such as our pre-med, pre-dental, pre-podiatry, pre-physician's assistant, pre-PT, which is physical therapy, pre-OT, occupational therapy, pre-law, and many, many others. So if you're interested in going to a graduate school, we're a great school to get your start at and get your bachelor's before you move on. We even offer pre-pharmacy. Nowadays, students are noticing that you don't need a bachelor's degree before you apply to a pharmacy program. You can actually get a bachelor's in pharmacy, so you just have to get those prerequisites for the program and apply. A couple of other majors I like to point out here is our forensic chemistry major. That's a very, very interesting major. If you ever watched NCIS, you know Abby from NCIS, she would have probably majored in forensic chemistry. It's all about criminal justice and chemistry. It's a mixture of the both. So if you're interested in being like a crime scene investigator, if you're interested in working in the lab, that's a great thing for you to do, is our forensic chemistry program. We also offer computer science. The one I want to kind of highlight is our computer science degree with a concentration in game development. Very popular major nowadays. Computer science is one of the smaller majors here at Lamar University, so that 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio kind of shrinks down in there. You'll be in a room of about 13, 14 students with a professor. You will see the same professors all the time, so you can really get that one-on-one help that you may need in that video game design program. So that's a really great thing I like to point out. Nursing is a very popular thing here at Lamar University. We have a 97% NCLEX pass rate. That NCLEX is the test you need to pass to make sure you get your RN. You may get your bachelor's in nursing science, but if you don't pass at NCLEX, you won't get your registered nurse. So you won't be able to work as a nurse until you pass your NCLEX. When you're looking at any university, any school, if you're interested in nursing, you need to ensure that you know their NCLEX pass rate. Very important. Here at Lamar University, we have a 97% pass rate on the NCLEX. Engineering, another huge major here at Lamar University. Our engineering degree plans, we have 5 different ones. We have chemical engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil and environmental engineering, I count that as one, and industrial engineering. Really excellent degree plans. We're ranked number 5 in the nation for return on investment in engineering degrees. What that means is you don't break the bank by coming to Lamar University, but once you leave, you start making the bank. So that's always a good thing. You want to ensure that you're making money once you get the degree. Everybody comes to college for their own different reasons, but we all want to be able to make money and support our lifestyles. Engineering is a guaranteed, like if you go through our engineering program, you're good to go. Cool thing about an engineering program is they have their own office for internships and co-ops. Internships is where you go off and you work for a company and you get experience, on the job experience. A co-op is pretty much the same thing, but you get paid. Co-ops range from $19 an hour all the way up to $38 an hour, and that's really good money. A lot of students who co-op or intern with a company more than once, so at least twice, they usually are offered a position at that company once they graduate. So that's really, really good. You really want to get involved and do those internships and co-ops just so you get that experience of actually working outside in your field. The last one listed here is industrial technology. Industrial technology is a really excellent program. I know a lot of students want to make sure like, hey, I always want something to fall back on. If you're interested in welding, auto mechanics, and things of that nature, we will take that technical credit and apply it towards our industrial technology degree. It's a really great degree plan. It's a 2+2 program. So you do your 2 years working on whatever certifications you want to get, and then you'll do 2 years with us finishing off your bachelor's. And then you'll have a bachelor's and go off into that field and kind of put you at a higher regard. So you'll be able to go for management positions, things like that. Or you can just go out and try to work outside of your field, but you always have those certifications to fall back on. I always tell students that if that's something you want to do, highly consider our industrial technology program. Business. Business is a very popular major here at Lamar University. We have a little bit of everything from general business to accounting to entrepreneurship to marketing to management. One of the majors I like to highlight here is our construction management degree. We cannot graduate enough people with construction management. It's becoming a very, very popular degree plan, and most of the students graduating with a construction management degree from Lamar University are going straight into the workforce. They're offered jobs right before they graduate. It's a really popular thing. We need more construction management majors because we can't keep enough people in the degree program. They're always getting jobs, and once they're graduating, going off. So if you want that, if you want to be a foreman, if you want to work on a construction site and oversee daily operations, construction management is great for you, and it's a very great program. Another thing I like to talk about with our business degree is if you are doing any major. I know a lot of students, they may be interested in, let's say, art, graphic design, things like that, but they're a little weary about the job outlook. I highly suggest our accelerated MBA program. No matter what your major is at Lamar University, once you're a junior, as long as you have a 3.0 GPA, which is a B average, you can start your MBA program. That means like you'll go ahead and start taking MBA classes, classes in a Master's of Business Administration, as well as finishing up your bachelor's degree. You won't graduate in 4 years, unfortunately. You'll graduate in 5, but you'll have both your bachelor's and your master's in business administration. So whatever you get your bachelor's in, it kind of can bring you a step higher once you get that master's. So it's a very, very cool program that I like to suggest to a lot of our students. If it's something you're interested in, hey, I say go for it. It's very, very popular. Education and Human Development. Here you can see a list of our different majors in this college. The one that we left off the list is kind of in the name. We do offer education and interdisciplinary studies. I don't know how we forgot to list it here, but we do offer that. One cool point I like to point out here is our culinary arts certification. It's a really great program. Most of those students working in that certification program are nutrition and dietetics majors. You do not have to be a nutrition and dietetics major to take advantage of that program. I will say the Family Consumer Sciences building on campus is a really popular place to study just because their nutrition and dietetics kitchens and the culinary art kitchens are in that building. So you could just be hanging out studying in that building and they come out and they're like, hey, we need people to try X, Y, and Z, whatever they made that day. So that's always a great way. If you're not worried about that freshman 15, go and hang out in the Family Consumer Sciences building. Go study in there. You never know what's going to be offered that day. A few other majors in this program. Kinesiology. Our kinesiology program does have a teaching track, so you can get your teaching certificate as a part of that program. A lot of people tell me, hey, I want to go into PT, physical therapy, or OT, occupational therapy, but they're interested in kinesiology. I always tell them you may want to consider our exercise science and fitness management program. Really great program. It aligns better with those classes you have to take to get into a PT or OT school. And oddly enough, it aligns really well with students wanting to go physician's assistant. Physician's assistant is a program where you're right under a doctor when you're a physician's assistant. Is a very popular kind of new program that's kind of coming up. So if you're interested in that, exercise science may be the way for you to go. With any of our pre-concentrations from pre-law to pre-med to pre-dental, some people may tell you like, hey, you need to do biology. Hey, you need to do political science. I'm here to tell you that is not true. You can pick whatever degree plan that you want and then go into those fields. What our pre-professional advisors will let you know is you will have to take classes outside your major to ensure you get into those programs. But if that's what you want to do, you can do that. I'm not saying biology is not a great choice. We have a very excellent biology program. I myself have a minor in biology, 16 hours away from completing a degree in biology at Lamar University. But if that's something you want to try and look into some other field, but you're still interested in going in the medical field, that is open to you. Just talk to your pre-professional advisor about it, and they can advise you about which classes you need to take, when you need to take your MCAT or GRE to get into your master's or graduate level programs. So that's always good. Fashion, retail, merchandising, very important major that a lot of people love. If you're interested in fashion design, that's a really great major for you. You will take some classes in fashion design, but the major is primarily focused on the business aspects of it. So the logistics and things of running a boutique, running a fashion company, things like that, that's primarily what the degree is focused on, but you will have some design classes. You will learn about different trends and things like that in that degree plan as well. Fine Arts and Communications, another very popular college at our university. I'm going to point out a few majors here: arts, music, theater, and dance. These are the only three majors at Lamar University. Once you get accepted into university, you can't go automatically into. You either have to present a portfolio for art, or audition for music, or audition for theater and dance. These are just to see if you have those fundamental skills, that you have a foundation that you can build off of. If you don't get in the first round, that's fine. You can still come to Lamar University, take some of your basic classes, and they do auditions and they review portfolios every semester. So that's always a great thing. The cool thing about the auditions is really when you audition to them, they're looking for those basic skills. But if you come and blow them away, that's scholarship money. That's free money for you. So that's always a great thing. I always tell students when we get to our cost of attendance a little bit later, the number may be a little daunting, but when you learn of the different scholarships and financial aid opportunities, you realize most students don't pay close to that number. So that's always a great thing. Communications and media, we have several different communications degrees. Cool thing about us, if you want to be behind the camera, work with film and things like that, you can check out a camera day one at Lamar University. All you need is your student ID number. You go in and say, hey, I need a camera, and they will check one out to you. You are responsible for that camera, but from day one, you can do that. You don't have to wait for your sophomore or junior year to check out a camera. You can always do that from day one. Cool thing about us is we have at least 2 student films produced every year. They're completely student run. There is a faculty member to provide guidance and things of that nature, but mostly everything is done by students, from acting to production to everything you can think of is done by students. So that's really cool. If you want to build up your resume and get some experience, really great things to do. We also have our LUTV channel, which is a really great program to go into if you want to be in front of or behind the camera, and our Lamar radio station. I know a lot of students are interested in going into audio engineering. Unfortunately, we do not offer that degree plan. I think there's only one school in the state of Texas that does have a degree plan in that field. But you can get some experience of working with the equipment you would in that environment with our Lamar radio station. So that's also cool. They do obviously radio, they have the whole radio station playing, and then they do podcasts and things of that nature there as well. So if that's something you're interested in, by all means, our communications and media degree or department may be one for you. Our deaf studies, American Sign Language, and our speech and hearing sciences are very popular. We're the only school in the state of Texas with an ASL degree. There are schools with interpreting degrees, but we're the only school with an American Sign Language degree. With our American Sign Language degree, we have 3 tracks. We have our interpretation track, so not interpretation, let me start over. I'm so bad. We have our advocacy track. So that's for students who want to go into making sure that everybody's on an even playing field and they want to represent the deaf and hard of hearing community, making sure they have the resources that they need to work, to go to school, to live in certain environments. Things like that, they are always needed. There's a great thing to go into. We also have teaching. So if you want to teach American Sign Language, and then we have our interpreting. Yeah, interpreting. So if you want to go into interpreting or go into that, we do offer that with our American Sign Language degree. Deaf studies and speech and hearing sciences, we go all the way up to the master's level. So if you want to go and get your doctorate in audiology, we have a clinic on campus, which is a practicing clinic where we have people from the community come in, and our students in those programs actually work with those patients. So it's always a great thing. You can start from the very base level at Lamar and go all the way to the top with our deaf studies program. Student organizations, I always stress this with students. Being involved on campus is very, very important. You want to make sure you're involved. You want to make sure you're involved as much as possible, because sometimes it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Networking is really big in college. You could get that 4.0, but if you just sat in your room all day, you didn't get any experience with organizations and things like that, compared to someone who has a 4.0, but they're on the e-board, executive board of several organizations, you kind of fall a little short. So you want to get involved with as many organizations as possible. We do have professional organizations here. You'll see our social Society of Women Engineers, our Social Work Student Association. We have AMSA, Minority Health, PILS, which is a pharmacy organization. We have several other organizations, NSBE, which is the National Society of Black Engineers. We have so many organizations for our students to get involved in, and they look really good when you're going to graduate schools, when you're going out to the job world to say, hey, I care, and to prove I care, you see I was very involved in these organizations in this field. Besides those professional organizations, we do have mutual interest organizations. So we have anywhere from our Korean Culture Club to our Native American dance team to our Lamar Pokemon Go Club. I didn't even know Pokemon Go was still a thing, but apparently it is. We have a little bit of everything for those students. So it's a really great things to get involved in. On the left here, you can see our fraternities and sororities. Hopefully it's your left, but it's on my left. We have our fraternities and sororities. Not all of our fraternities and sororities are listed there, but a good handful are. So if you want to take a second to look at that, those are right there. And then we do have our honor societies. They do have the Greek letters in front of them, like the honor society for biology is beta, beta, beta. They're a little bit different from our sororities and fraternities. There are honor societies, and those are good things to get involved in as well when you're going to graduate school. Athletics. Lamar University, we're a Division I NCAA school in the Southland Conference. We're in the same conferences as schools such as SFA and McNeese. So we're in that same conference, if y'all have heard of those schools. We do play one really big school a year. So we will play UT, we will play Baylor, we will play A&M. We played all of those schools in the past. So we usually play one of those schools every year. You can see our men's and women's teams. I would like to point out is we forgot to add our women's golf team. We do have women's golf. Unfortunately, we do not have men's soccer. I get that question all the time. It's like, hey, do you have men's soccer? Unfortunately, we do not have a men's soccer team, and that's just because we have to balance scholarship money between men's and women's teams. So when we brought back football, we couldn't have men's soccer because we had to make sure the scholarships were balanced between those teams. We do offer club and intramural sports. We do have men's soccer for a club sport. It being a club sport, there's no scholarships associated with it. If you want a scholarship for soccer, unfortunately for men's teams, we won't be able to provide that. But any scholarships, athletic scholarships, will be coming from our NCAA teams. Our club teams do travel to different universities, and they play against different universities in several different sports. But there's something, if you don't want to compete at the NCAA level, you can still have fun and you can still compete. It's still very competitive. Our intramural sports range from anywhere from Madden to 2K to FIFA to flag football to dodgeball to archery. We have a little bit of everything for those intramural sports. They're very laid back, very relaxed. You don't have to be the most athletic person to get involved, and those are strictly just for fun. They're on campus, so they're played between different different organizations on campus, or even just different individual students on campus. It's really up to you to kind of decide what you want to get involved here. All right, so we streamlined our process to admissions very well when it comes to 2020 and being in the world we're in right now. So currently, we do not need SAT or ACT scores. If you want to send us your SAT scores, you can, or your ACT scores, you're free to do so. When it comes to looking at your admissions decision, the main things we look at is your high school transcript and your applied Texas application. If you are taking dual credit classes, we will take those into consideration. And if you have more than 18 credit hours, we'll place our transfer requirements onto you. So if you have more than 18 credit hours from dual credit, we will require you to have a 2.0 college GPA. And if you have that, you're automatically accepted. If you don't have 18 credit hours, but you have some dual credit, the same freshman standards apply to you. If you're in the top 50% of your class, you're automatically accepted. And if you're not in the top 50% of your class, we do an academic review of your account. So we look at your application and your high school transcript. On your high school transcript, we take in consideration your GPA. We take in consideration the classes you've taken. So if you've taken AP classes or pre-AP classes, we take all that in consideration when we're making our decision. We also look at your application. So the things you put on your application are very important, such as community service, work experience, or organizational experience. You want to make sure if you have it, go ahead and fill those in, because we do take all that in consideration in the admissions process. Right here, it kind of breaks down the steps. You see there's only really 3 steps, 2 people. We are on applied, we're not on the common, but we are on Applied Texas. You can fill out that application. We do have a $25 application fee. We do accept fee waivers. We also do this if you are expressing some type of financial need. If you have your counselor reach out to us and they write us a statement stating the student has some type of financial need, we can waive those fee waivers as well. So we really try to work with our students and make college education accessible for as many students as possible. Once you submit that application, we need your official high school transcripts. And if you have dual credit transcripts, feel free to submit those. Well, we will need you to submit those. But if you don't have dual credit, all we need is your official high school transcripts.
Mr. Sexton, I have a quick question. So in order to get the fee waived, a counselor must write a letter for that student or a statement, provide a statement. You all don't take the NAC or College Board fee waivers?
So we do both. So let's say with College Board, a lot of students are having trouble getting those since they're not taking SAT, things like that. So we do accept NECAC and we do accept College Board. But if a student is unable to get those, but they are expressing some type of financial needs to their counselor, you can come to me and say, hey, like this student, right now this $25 application fee, they're not in the best place to make that happen right now. And I can go in and get that waived for them.
Okay, and can we send documents directly to you, or is there a specific email that they need to go to, or what does that process look
You can
like?
send them directly to me, but what I'll be doing is I'll be forwarding them over to admissions@lamar.edu. If you want to just cut the middleman out, you can submit them to admissions@lamar.edu and they'll take care of them, because that's where they're going to end up going anyway. I'll just send them over to them, but that's the email you can send them to, or you can send them to me and I'll make sure they get over there.
And we can send fee waivers and transcripts to them or to you either way.
Fee waivers, yes, you can send them to me or admissions@lamar.edu. Transcripts need to go to LUADM Tran. I can send that to you in an email. That's our official transcript inbox. So they need to go to LUADM Tran. That's our transcript email.
Okay, and we can T-Rex them as well too.
Yes.
Right? Okay, thank you.
No problem. Right here, once you're accepted, there's a couple of other things you need to do. First, activate your Lamar email. It's very important that you activate your Lamar email. That Lamar email is going to have, like, every time you talk to anybody on campus, they're going to want to talk to you through your Lamar email. They're not going to want to talk to you through your Gmail, your Hotmail, your AOL. I don't know if students still have AOL. Maybe I'm old. It's cool. But your Lamar email is very important. You want to make sure you're communicating with students through your Lamar email. You can apply for scholarships and financial aid. You can apply for financial aid right now. FAFSA and TASFA opened up on October 1st. Our scholarship application opened up on October 3rd. You have to be accepted to Lamar University before you can fill out our scholarship application. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but our priority deadline for scholarships is December 1st. What that means, on December 1st, we're going to start giving out scholarships. So you want to get your scholarship application in before December 1st, but you have all the way up until February 1st to get that scholarship application in. So the sooner you get accepted, the sooner you can fill out your scholarship applications, and then the sooner we can let you know if you received a scholarship, so that can really help you making your decision on what college you want to go to. Apply for housing. Freshman students at Lamar University are required to live on campus. We'll go over a little housing details a little bit later. Turn your bacterial meningitis shot vaccination record. That's a requirement in the state of Texas. We absolutely need that. And sign up for new student orientation. It's a great way to network. I talked about networking a little bit earlier, but when you sign up for new student orientation, you're meeting students who are interested in becoming, or who are going to become, your peers, who are going to be around you in class, who you're going to see all around campus. You might as well get to meet some of those students and start exchanging numbers, start creating group chats and things of that nature.
Mr. Sexton, really quickly,
Mhm.
are we able to submit the student shot records as well to the admissions email that you provided?
Those don't go to admissions. They go to immunizations at Lamar. So if
You
you
said,
send, yeah, if you send any of those to me, I get them to where they need to go. But if you want to send them directly, shot records go to immunizations at lamar.edu. Transcripts go to LU-ADM Tran, and fee waivers go to admissions at lamar.edu.
okay, could you send me those links after this is over so we can,
Yes,
I think we
ma'am.
have a few, maybe 5 applicants, so we can get all their documents submitted.
Yes, ma'am. I'll definitely get those sent over to you after the presentation.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right, so cost of attending. Earlier, I talked about how the price tag may be a little daunting. Really, when you break it down, most people do not spend $600 of books. That's just an estimate. So if you take that out, you're looking about $9,700 when you're looking at your tuition and fees for 15 credit hours, your room and board. So that's your meal plan and your dorm. So you're looking about $9,700. Most students don't pay anywhere close to that. With financial aid, with scholarships, things like that, that is cut drastically. So you won't be paying nowhere near that. Most students never pay nowhere near that. So that's something to consider. Like that 10,000. I know that number is a little like hard to look at, but I'll go through and explain how we're going to get that number down for you a little bit later. All right. So housing, I mentioned this earlier. We have 2 different types of dorms. We have our 2-person suite, which is on the right, and our 3-person suite, which is on the left. The 2-person suite, you automatically get your own bedroom. I know that was one of my biggest things about when I'm going to college. I had to have my own bedroom. I shared a room for 17 years with my little brother. I was like, oh no, I need my own bedroom. I watched all the movies. I was like, I don't want anybody watching me in my sleep, anything weird like that. I have to have my own bedroom. So cool thing about Lamar is you will get your own bedroom. You get a private bedroom, and in our 2-person suite, you share a living room and a bathroom with one other person. Most of our dorms on campus are the 2-person suites. We offer 3-person suites for students who are looking for a cheaper alternative. So when I'm talking about getting that number down, if you're interested in a 3-person suite, it can cut that number down. Even if you get a private room in a 3-person suite, since you have 2 roommates besides one, you get a reduced price. We'll show you those prices in a little bit. But if you're in the shared room, which there are bunk beds, you get an even like smaller price. You will have 2 roommates to share a living room and a bathroom with, besides the one in the 2-person suite. And in the living room, besides having a couch and a chair and a coffee table, 2 desks will be in the living room. So you kind of can still use the living room for whatever purposes, whatever, but you lose the couch and the chair. So that's the benefits and the drawbacks of the 3-person suite. All dorms at our university come with a mini refrigerator and a microwave included. You can bring your own mini refrigerator if you want. You have to use the microwave provided just because you don't want to sort out any circuits or anything like that. But you can use bring your own mini refrigerator. Cable and Wi-Fi come included. All you have to do is bring your TV, plug everything in, bring your Xbox, turn it on, and boom, you're ready to go. Bring your laptop, connect to the Wi-Fi, you're good to go. So that's all included, and the dorms are all inclusive, so you don't get a water bill, you don't get anything like that. It's all paid for in the housing price. Right here, you can see the prices for the 2-person suite, the 3-person suite with the private bedroom, and the 3-person suite with a shared bedroom. When you're living on campus, you're required to have a meal plan up until your senior year. So up until you accumulate 90 credit hours, you're required to have a meal plan. So here you can see the different meal plan options that we offer. We have a little bit of everything on campus. We have our buffet style dining hall, or Brick Shivers Dining Hall, which is open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. And on weekends, it's open from 10 to 6. So you are able to sit there and eat as long as it's open. It does not close during the day. They just switch out food constantly. So once breakfast is over, they go to lunch. Once lunch is over, they put out like dinner. There's a large variety at our dining hall, and they do label all food to make sure if you have allergies or if you can have or can't eat certain things, they make sure everything is labeled so you'll know what you're eating and what you can actually eat. If you do have allergies that do prevent you from eating a lot, you can always bring that up to our office, and we can see if we can get you an exemption from that dining hall from the meal plan. But most like gluten intolerances, if you're vegetarian or vegan, we can work with that. We have a salad bar. We offer several different vegan and vegetarian options in our dining hall. Other than our dining hall, we have a Chick-fil-A, a Panda Express, a Jason's Deli. We have our Big Red food trucks. We have our tiny barbecue house. We have a Starbucks, and we also have Papa John's on campus. Cool thing about Papa John's is probably the latest one that will stay open Monday through Thursday. It's open until 11 p.m. And on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's open until 2 a.m. Also in the Papa John's, the convenience store, when you're around campus, you'll hear students say, hey, we're going to the C store. C store is short for convenience store. It's located right off of Monroe Hall. Monroe Hall is one of our residence halls at Lamar University. Unfortunately, it's not available for freshman students unless you're in the band or on the cheer team. The freshman dorms are normally Gentry Hall and Morris Hall. Once you're not a freshman, you're free to stay in whatever dorm you would like besides Campbell Hall. Campbell Hall is known as our honors tower, our scholars tower. So you have to have a 3.0 GPA or above to live in that dorm. So that's always something to consider. And that dorm is a little bit far from campus. It's the furthest dorm for the rest of campus. But, you know, like if you want those stricter quiet hours, things like that, that dorm is available for our students. And visiting campus. As you can see here, our Cardinal View event, or Cardinal Boo as they're calling it, is taking place October 31st. Great day. Learn plenty of stuff about our university. I know it's 2020, and with everything going on, you may not want to travel 5 hours on Halloween to engage with students in person and with our faculty in person. We're offering this virtually as well. So if you want to sign up virtually, you can go to lamar.edu/visit. We do have very limited numbers of in-person seats available for our students because we do want to make sure that we're taking care of everybody and making sure everybody's staying healthy. So we're only offering in-person spots for so many people. So you want to sign up for that if you want to go in person as soon as possible. But virtually, it's pretty much unlimited. You can sign up and we'll get you taken care of there. Even if you're in person or if you're virtual, we're giving away several $500 scholarships. That scholarship is only good for Lamar University, but hey, it's free money. Like, by all means, take the money. That's always available. So you want to get involved. You want to go out to those things because you may win some money. You never know. We have campus tours Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. And we do virtual campus tours on Wednesdays at 2:30 p.m. And you can sign up the same way you signed up for our Cardinal View event at lamar.edu/visit. So that's a really great website to go to anytime you want to come to campus to see what's available. Please follow us on social media. Social media is a great resource for students, especially now that people are a little weary about visiting college campuses. If you want to get a good look at a university, look at their social media. Look at their student organization's social media. If you go on to Instagram, I use Instagram mostly. Go on to Instagram, you can type in LU underscore. A lot of our Lamar University organizations will pop up. Type in Lamar. You'll see Kendrick Lamar, Lamar Odom, and then you might see some Lamar organizations, but you might have to put Lamar underscore, thing like that. You'll find tons of our like fraternities and sororities and our student organizations on social media, so you can kind of get a look of how things happen on campus, what's available on campus, and you know what is like student life on campus. That's a great way to get a peek of that, and that works for a lot of different universities, not just Lamar University. So I highly suggest that for all of your students is to go on and check out the university's presence on social media. Scholarships. So you remember that 10,000. Here you can see all our top tier scholarships. Besides these scholarships, we have over 600 other scholarships available for students. We have a little bit of everything, scholarships for first gen students, scholarships for certain majors, scholarships for students going through certain hardships. We have everything. These scholarships you see on screen, from the presidential scholarship all the way down to our university scholarship, they have their own applications. But we have over 600 applications that you fill out one scholarship application to, and you're applied to every single one of those scholarships. For our top tier scholarships, you will have to fill out a separate application. Our Maribel B. Lamar scholarship has been changed to our presidential scholarship. That's our full ride scholarship that pays for everything. If you have that GPA in that class rank, you can interview for that scholarship. Let's say they decide to go a different way. Once you interview for that scholarship, you automatically get Cardinal Elite. So if you interview for the presidential scholarship or the Southeast Texas scholarship, you automatically will receive Cardinal Elite. So that's $40,000. That's a great scholarship. That's good money that goes toward your college education on top of your financial aid that you may receive. So it's very important. Fill out your FAFSA, fill out your TASFA, because if you don't fill out your FAFSA and TASFA, we cannot award you scholarships. We need those on file because we've gone over to a merit and need-based system. So yes, we're looking at your GPA, we're looking at your class rank, but we're also looking at your need. If we want to make sure that college is accessible to as many students as possible. So if you have that higher GPA, that have that higher class rank, but you also have a higher need, you are going to be able to get some scholarships from Lamar. We're going to give you something to make sure that you can attend college. So it's always great. We really try to keep the student in consideration. So all our top tier scholarships can be seen here, and all of our other scholarships, you can see those online through our scholarship portal. You'll just go through and fill that out. You do have to be accepted to fill out a scholarship application at Lamar University. And like I said, December 1st is that priority deadline, meaning that we start giving out scholarships December 1st. So you want to make sure your application is in before December 1st. If not, don't worry about it. You can still receive a scholarship, but you want to make sure for these top tier scholarships, you want to get that application in as soon as possible. We need your application for scholarships at least by February 1st. That's the cutoff deadline, February 1st, but we would prefer to have it before December 1st. So you're able to be in the running for all the scholarships, and we're not giving out scholarships to people before we know, like, hey, this person may be a better candidate for this scholarship. So December 1st, you want to get your application in, well, before December 1st, really. Financial app, this is a great program. I'm talking about cutting down that $10,000. It really tells you, hey, what you're doing. Let you know, like, hey, if you're a psychology major, how much do you plan on making a year out of college, 2 years out of college, 3 years out of college? How much is your degree plan going to be making you, and how much are you trying to take out in loans? Some students, there's no way to get around it. You probably will have to take out some kind of loans unless you're going to work full time in college. That's an option. Loans, if you do them correctly, they're very much an option. With financial app, they let you know, like, hey, if you take out this much, this is going to be your repayment. You're going to be paying this over X amount of years, but based off of your major, this is how much you could expect to be making straight out of college. So it kind of puts things in perspective so you can be very thoughtful and you can make sure that you're making the right decisions when you are taking out those loans. You can make a very mindful decision and you're not just taking out loans without knowing what you're getting yourself into. This is offered in both English and Spanish, as well as our website. Everything on our website is offered in English and Spanish. So it's always available for our students. And here's my information. If you ever have to like call me, text me, email me with any questions, feel free to reach out to me by these means. I'm available 8 to 5 Monday through Friday to answer any questions you may have. Even if you have general college questions, I'm here to answer them. I'm not sure if we got any questions, but if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or I'm not sure if you can unmute yourselves. Feel free to ask, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
I don't see any questions in the chat. And I only see one other person besides my colleagues that is on the call. And maybe
Okay.
our parent. Christy Limbrick, are you a student or are you a parent?
I'm a parent.
Okay, did you have any questions for Mr. Sexton before we end the call?
My son is here. I think he has a question.
Okay.
If I plan to major in computer science, what kind of classes will I be taking?
Okay, I heard if you plan to major in computer science, and then it kind of broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
What kind of classes would I take if I majored in computer science?
Okay, so I actually can just pull up the degree plan for you. If you just give me 1 second, I actually have it up from a previous presentation I have given today. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I'm gonna go back to sharing it. I can pull up the whole computer science degree plan for you. You will have to take your basics. That's pretty common for any public school in the state of Texas. You have the same pretty much core classes that you will be taking. So besides your basics, you'll start to jump into computer science. We do have several different computer science degrees, from cybersecurity to our video game design to our general computer science degrees. So that's also available to you. And you can kind of pick, where'd it go? Hold on, give me 1 second. Boom. So, computer science, this is the video game design. I was showing a student this earlier. But if you go to our website, just type in computer science into the search bar. Right here under degrees, click on undergraduate. That drops down. We have several different ones. You see the bachelor's degree in computer science, bachelor's degree in computer information systems, cybersecurity, video game development. If you're looking at general computer science, if my computer will load, I got AT&T for internet, so it's a little slow sometimes. This breaks down your classes from first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So you're able to pick and choose when you want to take these classes. You see you have academic electives where you'll be able to pick classes as an elective. If you're interested in picking up a minor, you'll probably fill those up with those minor classes. But this kind of shows you semester by semester, year by year, what classes you'll be taking in the computer science program.
Okay.
Okay, if no one else has any questions, I'll go ahead and stop recording.